our first introduction to Jeremy Groover Flores and the Hamilton Garrett Center for Music and Arts around this time last year by way of their fabulous and award-winning drumline made up of students living in and around Roxbury. Here's just a little sound from that performance last year.
HG, drumline, HG, drumline, HG, you know.
Well, Hamilton Garrett is back ahead of their annual fundraising extravaganza, Make Them Hear You, featuring distinguished guests, salsa trailblazer Isaac Delgado, five-time Grammy winner PJ Morton, who also happens to be the keyboard player for Maroon 5. It's this Saturday, 6 p.m. at the Berkeley Performance Center, hamiltongarrett.org for information. We'll give you that again. Here with us in Studio 3, the woman I just mentioned, Jeremy Groover Flores. It's great to see you again, by the way, Jeremy. Executive Director for Hamilton Garrett, and performers from the Hamilton Garrett Youth Choir, joined by what feels like zillions of musicians in the room. In any case, it's great to have you all. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you all so much for coming in. And I was listening to you rehearse, and you sounded wonderful. So tell people, Jeremy, who don't know what this program is all about. Tell us what Hamilton Garrett is.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you to both you, Jim, and Marjorie for inviting us back. It's truly a pleasure to be back here. The Hamilton Garrett Center for Music and Arts is an organization that's been around for over 20 years. We are committed to preparing Boston's next generation of innovative artists through the preservation and celebration of Black music. So we provide Boston's young people with an opportunity to learn music, but focusing on the music of the African diaspora. So you're learning from piano, guitar, bass, drums, vocal training, the drum line, everything in celebration of the great works that African Americans and other Black musicians have paid forward, and we're here to preserve that and celebrate that.
How'd this thing come into being 20 plus years ago?
That is a wonderful question. So it started out as an idea that was birthed out of the historic Charles Street AME Church, a prestigious congregation in the Boston area, and it was named after two choir members, Ruth Hamilton and Elta Garrett, who were really, really, really committed to the preservation and singing the Negro spirituals. So their idea was, let's have the church musicians give private lessons to the young people in the congregation, and I was actually one of those first students.
We know that.
Yeah.
What was that like? Do you remember what your experience was like, Jeremy, and how much it meant to you?
Well, I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano. And for me, growing up in the church, that was my start, watching the church organist on Sunday morning. So to have the opportunity to sit down and study with him, not only to learn how to play music, reading music, but as well as learning the songs that we heard on Sunday morning. And it prepared me to not only have the skills that I needed, but also to get accepted into Boston Arts Academy, Boston's only public high school for the visual and performing arts, as the first female pianist. So I'm so grateful for Hamilton Garrett, and we've been able to hold that percentage of having a 100% acceptance rate of our students who audition into the Boston Arts Academy.
That is beautiful.
Well, Jeremy, one of the things that I thought was so neat about this, too, is in addition to the kids being able to learn the music and from the African diaspora, as you said, but also this is an after-school program. So kids, I'm obsessed with the fact that kids have nothing to do after school, and this is an incredible addition, not only for the kids, but for the parents that can get these lessons for their children.
Absolutely. We provide private instructions in various instruments, and not only that, music theory and composition classes that are taught also by Berkeley current faculty members. So we have Berkeley faculty members who are coming after a long day of teaching to teach our young people. And it's another interesting fact that we saw and noticed is that students who are not only attending Boston Arts Academy, but are also current Berklee College of Music students, are also enrolling in Hamilton Garrett to get some additional training, like you saw with the drum line, and then also members of our youth choir today.
How do they get into the program? What's the process like?
So there is no audition process. We just believe that if a young person has an interest in music, they can sign up, and we take it from there. We serve students as young as age 5 all the way to 22.
We're the 5-year-olds. I don't see any of them.
We don't have them here today.
Okay.
You know, they're in school, but we will definitely make sure to have a time for you to meet them.
Okay, so somebody is here. Leonie, do you want to come and represent your colleagues here? Leonie, it's a pleasure to meet you. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Great. Thanks so much for being here. Why'd you want to be in this program?
So actually, this was about 6, 7 years ago. So I've been here for a little while. But Miss Groover actually, she was in my old school, Conservatory Lab, and I was one of the first people that she recruited from that school. And I was a little iffy about it because like music has always been a part of me, and I didn't know if I would have the time. But coming to Hamilton Garrett has honestly changed my life for the better. Like I got into BAA as well, and I also got into Berkeley with some scholarships. But it's truly been incredible.
What's the program like? I mean, what does it do for? I understand what the great outcomes you've had so far, but what's the program like on a daily basis?
So basically, it's like a huge family. Tuesdays is all the individual lessons.
Everybody's nodding behind you in agreement, by the way, I should say, but go ahead.
On Tuesdays, we have all the lessons, and since I also work there as well, I get to see like all the kids come in and out, like jumping everywhere in excitement. And then Wednesdays is when the drumline and the youth choir have rehearsals, so we get to bond over that. And Thursdays is when the theory classes are. So like just seeing everybody so passionate and happy about music, it just warms my heart.
Well,
You know what? One of the wonderful things, because my mother was a piano teacher and I played piano for like 10 years. I think it makes a huge difference in your brain, learning music, memorizing music, being able to read sheet music, understand the beats and stuff. This is something that every kid should have to the max, and most kids don't. Never mind, not just in Boston, but in most public schools all across the country.
But that's very true, and we do understand that there is not as many opportunities for young people to engage with music. But at the Hamilton Garrett, we really try to make sure that not only we provide opportunities where students can come and learn the music and study with phenomenal musicians in the Boston area, but also to make sure that tuition is affordable.
Yeah.
Tuition is only $800 for the year for students, and that includes up to 2 instruments of study, music theory and composition. We provide hot meals for our young people each time they come to the classes. Performances throughout the year, like what's going to happen on Saturday, June 15th, with these phenomenal musicians. And even with that, we have a generous group of individuals who also provide scholarships. So we try not to turn any child away.
we're going to discuss the fundraiser, the event on the 15th in just a second. Do either one of you two want to introduce the performers before they perform?
Leonie, would you like to introduce the
wanna
rest
do
of the
that?
youth choir?
Sure. So I'm Leonie. I am the president of the youth choir. This is Eliza. She just came to BAA. She's a freshman.
Get a little closer to the mic if you don't while you're doing this, Leonie. Thanks.
This is Elisa.
Hi, Elisa.
She is in 7th grade, BLS. This is Tamira.
Hi, Tamira.
She's also in 7th grade. This is Ajane
Hi,
in
Ajane.
college. And this is Taylor.
Hi,
She's
Taylor.
19.
And who's this guy over here?
This is Gavin, our wonderful piano player
Hey,
that will
Gavin.
be playing with us today.
So, Jeremy, what are they performing? What song are they doing?
So they'll be performing a tune by the wonderful a cappella group Take Six that
Oh,
you
who was there
remember.
last year?
Yeah,
Of course,
they
we spoke
performed-
to their founder. I remember, yeah.
The students were so moved by Take Six that they wanted to study more of their repertoire. So they'll be performing a tune by the name called Over the Hill is Home by Take Six.
Over the Hill is Home by the Youth Choir.
Hope you
Take
enjoy.
it away. Can't
Thank
wait.
you. If you ever find yourself out of strength and need of help, know that hope is just a prayer away.
Comes a day that shines so bright.
You may feel a little weary, but Jesus helps you to ride on his wings. Through the valleys, he will guide you
by his side.
and over the hills. Oh, 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 oh.
Though the mountains seem so
Though the
high,
mountains seem so high,
if you try.
over the hills.
Oh, over the hill.
The hill is
That was totally beautiful. That was just beautiful. Thank you so much.
This Saturday, June 15th, the Hamilton Garrett will be back at the Berkeley Performance Center for our annual benefit concert, Make Them Hear You. This is an opportunity for listeners to join together. If you love any of the genres of music that is celebrated under the African diaspora, from hip-hop, soul, R&B, gospel, and even Latin music, we will be celebrating an Afro-Cuban icon in salsa music known as Isaac Delgado with our Make Them Hear You award. And we're so excited to have 5-time Grammy Award winner PJ Morton, who is literally one of the students' favorite artists. The group of students were completely blown away. He was their number one choice. And he will be performing and doing a full concert with his band. So his only Boston stop in this tour, so we're
By
really
the way,
excited.
speaking of PJ Morton, he was going to be with us the original day you're going to be here, but then unfortunately Trump was convicted, so that got in the way. Nobody's fault, but in any case, so as I say, he wasn't able
Well,
to
it
make
could be
it.
one person's fault.
Well,
Jim,
exactly.
actually.
So he wasn't able to make it today, but one of our producers did speak to him briefly over Zoom. Here's the message he had for the kids of Hamilton Garrett with us today.
The worst advice I would get when I was starting out was to conform to something that was hot at the moment. I would say to focus on the thing that makes you unique, that makes you different. I mean, really lock on that thing. And it may take longer because it takes longer for something new or something different. But lock into that thing. And I promise, like, in the long run, you'll start to stick out and people start to say, no, I want that thing. They've been doing that consistent thing. So they know to go to that thing. And so I would say be yourself. That's the main message that I want to put out there.
Be yourself. I think it's a good message for everybody, not just the
Absolutely.
members of the youth choir. So what it's a fundraiser too. What's the money dedicated to?
Yes, all of the proceeds that we receive from sponsorship as well as ticket sales go to support the continued work of the Hamilton Garrett Center for Music and Arts. That includes supporting our young people through scholarships and other costs to be able to continue to make sure that the work of Hamilton Garrett moves forward.
You know, Jeremy, as you were talking before, I was thinking that this is in many ways on-the-job training, learning to arrange music and composition. Those are all things that you might not learn till you got to a place like Berkeley.
Very much so. I know that from myself. With the support of Hamilton Garrett and my lessons and learning there, I was able to receive a full tuition scholarship to study at Berkeley College of Music. And many of our students at Hamilton Garrett has done the same. And while studying there, I was able to see how the music that we've learned at Hamilton Garrett and writers such as Quincy Jones, who have been so
Yes.
instrumental in pushing American popular music forward, that style of arranging and composing, I learned those techniques at Berkeley, and I'm so glad that today I get to serve on faculty at Berkeley College of Music.
You know, I'm watching your young, wonderful performers, and again, this is Saturday night. Make Them Hear You. That's the ragtime thing, right? Make them
Yes.
hear, right? And the only people who seem happier than the performers is you. What's this like? What's this like for you leading this wonderful operation?
You know, it's not only a dream come true, but it feels with such a great responsibility, and I say that in the most humility of ways, to be able to give back to the community that prepared me for the life that I was able to have as a musician. it's truly beyond words. And then to see these young students such as Elisa, Tamara, and Ajane, who's our oldest member of the youth choir, started at age 5 in the program. And to see them go through the program and then give back in their own way, truly, like Leonie said, Hamilton Garrett is a community.
And how do people get tickets again?
You can get your tickets by going online via our website, hamiltongarrett.org/MTHY from Make Them Hear You, or you can go to the Berkeley Performance Center box office where you can purchase your tickets.
Congratulations to all of you. Good luck on Saturday. That was just totally beautiful.
Yeah,
We're honored
and-
to have you here today. Thanks so
And
much.
thank you for such a wonderful treat. It was great to
it's
talk to you
great.
again, Jeremy. Thank you for joining us.
Great,
Thank you for
thanks.
having us.
Our
Take care.
pleasure.